Vince Gill, the singer behind timeless hits like Go Rest High on That Mountain, has become a symbol of country music's heart and honesty. With 22 Grammy Awards and decades of influence, his music resonates deeply with listeners navigating grief, love, and life's quiet struggles. While fans know his artistry, few know the private battles that shaped him, tragedies that left permanent marks and decisions that stunned even those closest to him. Vince's journey is one of resilience, compassion, and unwavering dedication, not just to music, but to family and self. Childhood joy and sudden loss. Born in 1957 in Norman, Oklahoma, Vince Gill's early life was filled with simple joys. At 11, he spent hours playing his little 4-string tenor guitar, absorbing melodies and rhythms nurtured by his father, J. Stanley Gill, a federal judge and amateur musician. Music was woven into the fabric of family life. That fabric tore in 1968 when Vince received news that his older half-brother Bob Cohen had been in a catastrophic car accident. Bob's resulting coma and permanent brain injury would leave the family reeling for decades. The silent tragedy of Bob Cohen. For young Vince, watching Bob transform from a mischievous, vibrant brother to someone unable to speak or care for himself was profoundly jarring. The hospital became a place of fear and sorrow. His parents' silent grief only magnified the trauma. Over the next 25 years, Bob lived in a state of severe impairment until his death in 1993. That same year, Vince released Let There Be Peace on Earth, a Christmas album infused with his private sorrow. One song in particular, It Won't Be the Same This Year, captured the painful absence of someone loved yet lost long before death. Early struggles in Nashville. By the late 1980s, Vince Gill was gaining recognition in Nashville. He played with Pure Prairie League and released 2 albums with RCA Records, The Things That Matter and The Way Back Home. Critics praised his talent, but mainstream success eluded him. He was respected as a gifted guitarist and vocalist, yet his name had not yet reached household status. Nashville was a city that demanded hits, and Vince risked becoming a story of almost fame. Yet his dedication to authenticity would guide him through the next pivotal choice. Turning down Dire Straits. In a moment that could have altered his career forever, Vince received an invitation to join Dire Straits, one of the biggest rock bands in the world at the time. Mark Knopfler, the band's frontman, admired Vince's musicianship and offered him a full membership. Arena tours, European fame, and crossover recognition awaited. Most musicians would have jumped at the chance, but Vince hesitated and ultimately declined. He realized joining Dire Straits would mean losing his own voice and story. For Vince, staying true to himself and his songwriting mattered more than immediate fame. Carving his own path. Though the decision to turn down Dire Straits came with doubt and financial strain, Vince's gamble eventually paid off. When I Call Your Name became a defining album, showcasing his tender vocals and deep emotional resonance. The title track earned him his first Grammy, cementing his place in country music. By staying authentic, Vince created a career built on honesty rather than trend chasing. Looking back, he said he would rather perform in a small club as himself than lose his identity in a sold-out arena. A romance that defied expectations. Vince Gill's personal life also reflected complexity and emotional depth. In 1993, while filming Christmas with Vince Gill in Tulsa, he met Amy Grant, the Christian pop superstar. Their connection was immediate, subtle, and compassionate. Over the years, Their paths crossed repeatedly for holiday concerts and musical collaborations. At the time, both were married, Vince to Janice Oliver and Amy to Gary Chapman. Despite the emotional sparks, they maintained respect for their existing commitments, navigating a quiet, complicated dance between friendship, artistry, and growing emotional intimacy, public scrutiny, and personal courage. The late 1990s brought rumors and scrutiny as Vince and Amy's personal lives evolved. Vince divorced Janice in 1997, and Amy separated from Gary in 1999. Their eventual romance attracted public judgment, especially aimed at Amy, whose career had been built on Christian music values. Radio stations pulled her songs, fans expressed outrage, and the media framed their relationship as scandalous. Vince later reflected that the pain of public misinterpretation was intense, yet the core truth remained. Their bond was human, patient, and rooted in mutual understanding. Marriage and steadfast love. In March 2000, Vince Gill and Amy Grant married in an intimate ceremony at his home near Nashville, surrounded by close friends and family. The simplicity of the event mirrored the values they had held through years of public and private challenges. Their relationship became a model of quiet devotion, built on trust, patience, and shared musical sensibilities. Vince's career continued to flourish, but his marriage emphasized that personal integrity and emotional honesty often matter as much as professional success. Joining the Eagles. When Glenn Frey of the Eagles passed in 2016, fans mourned the loss of a musical icon. For Vince, however, the connection to the band had been long-standing, from shared management in the 1980s to performing tribute concerts. When the band invited him to join, alongside Deacon Frey, for the Classic West and Classic East tours in 2017, Vince embraced the role with humility. His aim was never to replace Glenn Frey, but to honor the legacy and preserve the spirit of the Eagles' music, blending seamlessly with the band while respecting their history, carrying through illness. 2020, a routine checkup revealed that Amy Grant had a rare congenital heart defect, requiring urgent surgery. The operation was successful, but her recovery was complicated by the COVID-19 pandemic, which kept Vince from her hospital room for days. Once he could be by her side, he became her anchor, demonstrating unwavering love and presence. Amy later credited him with being her emotional support throughout the ordeal. Their bond, tested by illness and distance, only deepened, showcasing Vince's dedication beyond the stage. Supporting through trauma tragedy struck again in July 2022, when Amy suffered a traumatic brain injury after a bicycle accident. Vince immediately canceled performances to prioritize her recovery. Her rehabilitation involved impaired memory, balance challenges, and lingering pain. Through it all, Vince became her caregiver, cheerleader, and protector, embodying the values of compassion and devotion that had guided his life. Their shared experiences turned previously written songs into personal anthems, celebrating resilience, faith, and the unbreakable bond they nurtured over decades, reinventing his music at 67. Despite decades of awards and recognition, Vince Gill continues to pursue music with a focus on truth, healing, and emotional resonance. At 67, he writes not for charts, but for connection. Albums and songs like Forever Changed, Worlds Apart, and My Kind of Woman, My Kind of Man explore empathy, observation, and reflection. His artistry deepens with age, embracing vulnerability and human experience. By collaborating with younger artists, turning down commercial shortcuts, and prioritizing authenticity, Vince demonstrates that creative reinvention is possible at any stage of life, grounded in purpose rather than fame. A life of reflection and depth, Vince Gill's story is one of survival, courage, and enduring devotion. From childhood trauma to professional crossroads, from public scrutiny to private caregiving, he has navigated life with quiet integrity. His music carries the weight of lived experience, offering comfort, insight, and connection to listeners worldwide. Silence for Vince has never meant avoidance. It has been reflection, preparation, and authenticity. When he finally speaks through his songs, it is with wisdom and emotional clarity, reminding fans that true artistry is inseparable from the depth of human experience, leaving a lasting legacy. Through every challenge, loss, love, career decisions, and caregiving, Vince Gill has remained true to himself and the people he loves. His voice continues to carry stories of grief, hope, and resilience, touching countless hearts. From Go Rest High on That Mountain to his latest compositions, Vince proves that music can heal, console, and inspire. His life and career serve as a testament to patience, empathy, and unwavering dedication, showing that enduring artistry is measured not by fame alone, but by the depth of honesty, compassion, and humanity embedded in every note.